Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm gonna be showing you how to create this summery, glowy, dewy situation right here. This bright and colorful and summery dewy look. All of that. I have done a similar video to this last year, but I have changed a few things. Look at this as an upgraded version of that. But of course, feel free to watch that video. I'm gonna link it down below and here or here. Anyways, you'll see it. It's quite similar, but just like I said, I have changed a few things. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. So if you're interested to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. I don't know what's going on with my hair. I don't know what to do with it in this heat. So I just had to put it up. So yeah, let's start. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit so that you can see better what's going on. When it comes to the summer, I really want a glowy base. To be honest, that's what I want during the whole year. But especially during the summer, I want it to be super glowy. So I'm gonna start with the Bourjois Healthy Mix Glow Primer. This is in the shade Apricot Vitamins. I bought this last year, so I'm not sure if they still sell it, but I only use it during the summer where my skin tone is a little bit darker, because this can darken up my foundation a little bit. So during the winter, I usually use the Becca Shimmer Skin Perfector, the liquid highlighter, which is a champagne gold undertone, and that doesn't darken up my foundation. To be honest, I feel like the Becca one gives a little bit more glow to my face, but I bought this one, so I'm gonna try to use it as much as possible. I usually do not do all the steps from day to day because I want it to be a very fast and easy makeup. Basically, I don't want to sit and spend a lot of time doing my makeup, but if I want to be a little bit extra, I use a glow primer and a foundation. And I'm saying that because I usually do not use foundation when I do my everyday summer makeup, and you're gonna be looking well put together even though you don't have foundation. That's what I usually do, so you can totally do that too. But today, since I want to be a little bit extra, I'm gonna be using a foundation, but this is a very lightweight and light coverage foundation. I don't want to have a heavy cakey foundation during the summer because it will melt off basically. So yeah, what I'm using today is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. This is one of my favorite light coverage foundations. I have mine in the shade 53 Beige, light beige. I'm just gonna apply some on my finger and then straight to my face. I used to apply my foundation with a brush and then go over it with a sponge all the time. That's what I will always do. But lately I've been enjoying applying my foundation only with a sponge. I know that that can soak up a lot of the product, but I don't know, I have been really liking that. But today, since this foundation is quite light coverage, I'm gonna use the brush and then go over it with a sponge if there's any streaks left on my face. This doesn't have that much coverage. It's only gonna even up my skin tone, and this is almost too light for me. Just like I said, you can totally skip this step. Your skin is gonna look nice and glowy either way, with or without the foundation. So whatever you feel comfortable with. My skin has been pretty good the past few months. I've had a few breakouts here and there, but I'm very happy. I think it's because of my skincare routine. I think I have found a skincare routine that really works for me, and I am going to do a video on my skincare routine. I wanted to do it for a very long time, but I didn't feel like I have all the products that I liked. And now that I have found products that I like and they are working for my skin, I think I'm gonna do that soon. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go over it with a sponge just to remove any streakiness that there is. This foundation, I haven't used it in a very long time, and I have forgotten how beautiful it looks like. I do have the glowy primer, of course, but look at the glow that it gives. And it does give enough coverage just to even up the skin tone and make it look so beautiful. And it really feels like nothing. It's a little bit sticky, but it's okay because we're gonna be using cream products anyway. But yeah, this feels so good on the skin. I can barely feel it on my skin, and it is a great foundation. The only thing is that the shade range kind of sucks. They only have very few colors, which sucks, but if you can find your shade in this foundation, it is a very good foundation. So usually I don't do anything with my eyes except from some mascara, but today I feel like doing something. I feel like spicing it up just a tiny bit. Just like I said, I would normally don't do anything with my eyelids. I will only set some concealer underneath. But because I want to do a little bit of something today, I'm gonna use some concealer on my eyelid too. Just because I want it to have a little bit of a base. I'm gonna do it underneath my eyes too, since I have the foundation too. This is a quite lightweight concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Quite good and classic. Yeah, I don't want to do too much. This is already a lot more than I would usually do. I just want to show you some options if you want to, I don't know, go for a night out, for example, in this time, if you're allowed to go out. But then again, if you want a very basic look, just skip all of this. You don't have to do it. This is a very nice lightweight concealer. It's not full coverage, but it has enough coverage to hide the dark circles and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it. I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild contouring palette. I always use this shade right here to set my eyes. It is definitely my favorite way to set my concealer. Just gonna give a little bit extra coverage and make everything show up a little bit more maybe. Again, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm gonna take the other shade, the contouring shade, with a blending brush, and I'm just gonna put a little bit color on my crease just so that it doesn't look very flat. I just want to give a little bit of dimension, and this is a very nice shade. I really love this palette. I've clearly used it a lot. This single step is gonna make the eyes look so much nicer. As you can see, I applied it only on my crease. I don't want it to be everywhere because I want that dimension that I said. And now, just like I said, I don't want to do anything crazy with my eyes. I'm gonna be taking the Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and I'm only gonna be using this shade right here, this brown shade, which is called Cypress. I just hung my nail on it. Love it when that happens. Yeah, this shade is called Cypress Umber. With an angled brush, this is my favorite brush to use for eyeliner. This is the Linda Hallberg 333 brush. I'm gonna take some of this shadow and I'm gonna basically create a very thin wing line. Top of the excess, because this is a little bit powdery. I need my mirror a little bit closer. I'm just gonna create, try zoom you in maybe. Now you can see a little bit better. With my eye ends, I'm just gonna create a line. And you can bring it as far out as you want without taking more color. I'm just gonna drag it a little bit just to connect it with the rest of the eye. I want as little product as possible. Without taking more eyeshadow, I'm just gonna try to kind of blend it out a little bit. You can do this with a black eyeshadow too. Now that I see that, I wish it was a little bit of a darker brown. I don't want it to be black, but you can totally do black. Just you can see, I'm just blending it out. And if you want, when there's almost no eyeshadow left on the brush, I'm just gonna try to drag it a tiny bit. Just, it's gonna give a little bit more of that cat eye effect. I don't want it to be too long. I think that's good enough. This is a trick if you have small eyes. Start the eyeliner from the middle of the eye and drag it out. Don't start it from the beginning. Or if you want to start it from the inner corner, do the first half of the eye very, very thin, because this is gonna elongate your eyes and make your eyes look bigger. So I used to do this all the time. I would only apply my eyeliner from the middle of the eye and drag it out. Now I like to apply it from the beginning too, but again I just do a very, very thin line. So yeah, look at the difference already. It has made this eye look so much more elongated, and I like that. That's basically all we're gonna do for the eyes. Just like I said, I don't usually do this either, but today we're being a little bit extra. If you want, you can only do one single line without kind of blending it out upwards a little bit. That also looks very nice, and I know quite a few people do that, and it looks so nice, that too. So it's up to you, do whatever you want. Okay, I've zoomed you out again because I'm going to continue with the rest of my face. What I'm going to do is set my under eyes just a tiny bit, because they tend to crease quite a bit. Sometimes I don't do that, sometimes I do that. It depends on my mood, you know. The creasing doesn't bother me too much. It also depends on what concealer I'm using, but today I'm just gonna set it. I'm gonna take the Linda Hallberg Infinity filter in the shade Light with a puff. I'm gonna first take some powder and then try to push it on my hands so that I don't have too much product on my puff. I don't want to have too much powder. I want to have barely any powder on my eyes, just so that my eyes don't crease, because just like I said, I'm only gonna be using cream products. This is the only powder that I'm using except from the eyes. I don't want powder. I don't want this look to be mattified. So yeah, I'm gonna do this and very lightly tap it. Take a little bit more so that my eyes do not crease. And this powder is gonna make your under eyes look very smooth. That's all I'm doing. I don't want any more powder. And I really love this puff. This is also from Linda Hallberg, because I can just put my finger like this and it can really go in the corner of the eye. And we're done with the powder for good, for today at least. What I'm gonna do is do the brow. And you probably know that I am a brow pomade kind of girl, but when I want to do an everyday easy look, I go with a pencil. I love how precise you can be with the pomade, but that can take quite a bit of time. And when I want to do a very easy natural look, I don't mind having kind of messy brows, so that's why I'm gonna be using a brow pencil. This is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is one of my favorite brow products because it has, in one end it has a brow pencil, and in the other end it has this felt tip liner, basically, so that you can draw. You know, I've talked about this product so many times because even though I use a brow pomade, I always like, this happens a lot lately, I don't know why, I always like to go with this felt tip to just draw a little bit of hair towards the end of my brow because I don't have so much hair there. So yeah, I love this product, I use it all the time. But now, instead of using a brow pomade, I'm gonna be using the brow pencil instead of, and it's gonna go much faster. Again, I don't mind if they're messy. This is meant to be an easy and fast makeup look, so I'm just gonna draw some lines here and there so that it doesn't look that I don't have hair. Blend it out with my spoolie. That's it basically. And now I'm gonna take the other end and draw a couple of hair. Yeah, a little bit too long this time, but it's okay. I'm gonna blend that with my spoolie. I always do this. Yeah, I went a little bit too far. Not gonna lie, not my best brow day. Hey, you know what? The brow gel is gonna make everything look better, so I'm gonna leave it at that and move on with my life. Now that I've done my brows, I'm gonna move on to the fun part, and that is cream base products. For that, I'm gonna be using my Nudestix cream products. I love them so much. I've been using this bronzer for over a year and a half, almost 2 years now. I really like the Nudestix products. They are so beautiful. They look natural and they blend very easily. Although they're quite pigmented, they blend out to be something very natural looking. You can apply as much as you want. You can blend it as much as you want. It's beautiful. I'm gonna take the bronzer in the shade Bondi Beige. This is a matte bronzer. Apply, looks quite a bit, but it's gonna blend out so nicely. What is this? What is this thing? I think this was the highlighter I first applied. Oh, I didn't notice until now. You probably noticed. Anyways, I'm gonna apply here, 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 maybe a little bit here. I used to use this brush. This is a Morphe White Sand, which is a little bit fluffy but a little bit stiff too, to blend the bronzer. But lately I've been really liking a duo fiber brush. This is the Firma 105. It's quite fluffy, and this is gonna blend the bronzer even better because I found that sometimes it would be a little bit too dark, and this blends it out, blends it. Why doesn't it sound right? Yeah, you know what I mean. Much better. This is if you want a more blown out bronzer look. So yeah, although it looks so much, look how easy that blended. Now this is the part where we start to put color back to the face, and it's gonna look so nice. If you have a more full coverage foundation than this and you want to use a cream bronzer, maybe you should use a brush like this instead of, because this might disturb the foundation underneath just a tiny bit. But now, especially because I'm not using powder, I'm not using anything, I'm using a very light coverage foundation, I don't mind. Look how beautiful this looks. This is why I always put the brow gel at the end, because when I apply my bronzer, that might disrupt my brows a little bit. Now we're gonna move on to my favorite part, which is the blush. I have two blushes from Nudestix. The one is a matte blush. This is in the shade In the Nude, which I've been using so much. I really like this color. This is very nice and pigmented. It looks like this. But recently, I have gotten the other formula that they have. This is the Nudies Bloom, which is a blush, but it is very dewy and it's not as pigmented as the other one. I have mine in the shade Tiger Lily Queen, and I've talked about the name. It looks quite pink. When I got it, I thought this doesn't look exactly like it looked online when I bought it, but when I apply it, it looks a little bit crazy, and I would normally not use shades like this, but wait until you blend it out. I'm gonna apply quite a bit because, like I said, I love applying blush. I look quite crazy right now. But if you don't want to use brushes to blend the cream products, you can always use a sponge too, but just know that it's gonna suck up a little bit of the product, so you're gonna have to apply a little bit more to have What are they fixing every day? I don't understand. But yeah, you're gonna have to apply a little bit more product if you want the same effect. So yeah, I'm gonna take my Morphe White Tan brush, which I really like to blend blush, and I'm gonna start blending out. And this has a very shiny finish to it, which not everybody might like, but I love it, especially now for the summer when I want my whole face to be very glowy. And I love to bring my blush quite high up. I think it looks very nice and fresh. And look, it blended out to be very beautiful sheer color. The Nudies Bloom are more sheer than the original matte shades. I love this. I want to bathe in blush. I've been loving blush for a very long time. I feel like I always love blush a lot, but since I started using cream blushes, that love has gone to another level. Look at that, so easy to blend. I put some on my nose too because it makes it look a little bit like sun-kissed, and I really like that look. And look how glowy it is. I mean, it doesn't look as greasy, I would say, as it looks when you first apply it, which is very, very shiny and very glossy. The glossiness kind of gets toned down a little bit when you blend it out, which is nice. It is still glossy enough, I think, and it's not greasy looking. It's not too glossy. If this doesn't scream summer, I don't know what does. I want all of the shades, both the matte and the bloom. They are so pretty. I really love Nudestix. Now I'm gonna go in with a cream highlighter, of course. I always go between two options. I either use a stick highlighter like this. This is a Maybelline Master Strobing Stick Illuminating Highlighter. And this is quite natural, although it is a stick and that can be a little bit scary. I find it very easy to blend out and it is quite natural. Or I go with a cream highlighter in this form. This is the Colourpop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Fire. This has a little bit more shimmer into it, I would say. It's not glittery and I like that, but this is a little bit more intense than this. What should I use today? I think I'm gonna go with this one. I mean, look at this. I've almost completely used this up. This is so good, especially during the summer. I use this all the time. This is in the shade 200, by the way. I'm just gonna use my fingers. This is how I always do that. And yeah, look at that. So on a day-to-day basis, I'll put cream bronzer, blush, highlighter, maybe some concealer, mascara and brows, and nothing else. Okay, so that's it for the face. I'm gonna take my sponge just a tiny bit to make everything blend into each other. But yeah, doesn't need too much. Okay, now since I finished with my bronzer, I'm gonna set my brows. And I always use a brow gel. Today I'm gonna be using the Benefit. What, Siri? What do you want? Yes, today I'm using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This is one of my favorite brow gels. It really keeps your brows in place. Alright, brows done. And now the only thing that is left is the mascara. And the mascara that I've been loving lately is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. It makes your lashes look so big and voluminous, and I love that. I always try to remember to curl my lashes, but I never do. And I have my lash curl right here, and I do not use it. Maybe it's because I don't feel like it does a big difference, but maybe I don't have a good curler. Mascara does such a big difference on the eye look. You might have the craziest eye look, and once you put mascara, everything comes together and it looks gorgeous. Like, look how beautiful it looks with that winged liner. Alright, I would normally stop here, but I want to use a Project 10 Pan product. So that's why I'm gonna take the cut from the Alchemist palette, and I'm gonna use the purplish shade right here. I really like this shade from my inner corner. Okay, look how little product is left in each shadow. And I seriously thought that I would have gone through this little eyeshadow a long time ago, but this is still going strong. I'm gonna be using it for a while. I'm just gonna put that in my inner corner, and it makes you look more awake and more alive. I do this quite often, actually. That did make quite a difference. This working thing is driving me crazy. That sound. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Every day. I don't understand. Why does it have to be something every single day? I don't understand. When I had one of my exams, we had 3 days to write a very long assignment. They were mowing the lawn every single day for 3 days straight. Like, I don't understand. And then when I finished my exam, of course they finished. Like, of course. Anyways, that's it. And if you want to take it even a step further, you can use a dewy setting spray. I really like the Linda Hallberg H2 Glow Mist. This is a concentrated setting spray, so you only need to use a couple of spritz, because I have done the mistake of using too much because I'm used to putting so much setting spray. I love putting setting spray, and this can look oily. This can definitely look oily, so you only need a couple of spritz. I recently tried the Anastasia Dewy Set Mist and I quite like it, so I'm gonna be using that today too. This look doesn't really need a setting spray because you don't have so much powder on. I just want it to be a little bit extra dewy, so this is optional. It smells so good. That is nice. I'm gonna wait it to dry, but yeah, look at that. Look at that glow. Yeah, I told you that was the last step, but I have one last step, lipstick. And just to go with the theme, I want to use a dewy lipstick. So I either go for my Linda Hallberg Fantastic lipstick, or I go for my Colourpop Just a Tint lip crayons. They have quite similar formulas, but I love them, both of them. Today I think I'm gonna go with the Linda Hallberg lipstick in the shade I Die. This is a very bright shade, so let's do that. And with these lipsticks, I have found that the brighter and darker shades kind of stain your lips a little bit. So even though this is a not very long lasting formula, when you use a brighter color like this, that's gonna stain your lips a little bit, so that even when the lipstick is kind of gone, the color is gonna stay there and your lips are gonna continue to look nice, like you just applied the lipstick. So that's very nice. That doesn't happen with the more nude shades. They tend to kind of disappear. I really like that the brighter shades do that. And okay, don't hate me. We're gonna do one last thing, because how can you have a glowy face if the rest of your body is not glowy? So we're gonna put some highlighter on the shoulders to complete this look. I promise you this is the last step. So I do have some body glow products, like for example the Sol de Janeiro glow oils. I also have the Sol Body shimmering dry oil. I just don't feel like they are the perfect product. I really love that this is very shimmery, it's not glittery, and for day to day I do want something more shimmery that doesn't have too much glitter, but this is a little bit sticky, and I feel like during the summer you already feel sticky on your own, and if you put something like this you're gonna feel even stickier. So that's why I don't think that this is my perfect summer body glow product. And this is very nice because it's not sticky, it's a dry oil, but this has so much glitter. And I would definitely not use it during the day where the sun can hit and look even more crazy. Maybe for a night out or something, I don't know. But yeah, I want something in between those two, that it's shimmery but not sticky. So for that reason, I have tried this thing in the past and I found that it gives me the perfect result. So I'm gonna take some body moisturizer. This is the Body Shop British Rose Body Yogurt. I don't find this super moisturizing. It's fine, but I wouldn't really use it during the winter in the dry months, but it's perfect for now during the summer. I mixed in some Iconic London illuminating drops. I don't want to use it on its own because it's very intense. So that's why I'm gonna take quite a bit of my moisturizer. Maybe I took too much, and a few drops of this, and the moisturizer is gonna dilute it, so it's not gonna look super intense, but it's gonna give me the glow that I want. Focus on my hand, please. Something like this. Gonna mix it. Ooh, that was a lot. This is gonna be enough for my whole body. Okay, and it's gonna look like this. So I'm just gonna take it and apply it on my body, and look at that. Now this is the glow that I want. It gives me enough glow, it doesn't have glitter on it, but because of the moisturizer, it's also gonna absorb on my skin and it's not gonna be sticky. So this is perfect for me. This is exactly what I want. Can somebody come out with a product like this, please? I would really appreciate that. And you can totally use it during the day because it doesn't have that glitter. It has very, very fine shimmer to it because this is supposed to be used on the face, and usually people do not enjoy having glitter on their highlighter. Yeah, oh my god. And this is also very hydrating because it's a moisturizer. And just like I said, this is so good for the summer because it's a very jelly-like moisturizer, very lightweight. Look at that. It is perfect. I don't know what I want to do with this. Now, if I want a little bit extra glow, I might go with this. I might go with a Colourpop one, but for day to day, this is perfect for me. This was a little bit pricey, but there is a lot of product inside, and I've used it quite a bit on my face, and I've barely used any of this. This has a lot of product inside. You don't need too much because it's very concentrated, so it's gonna last you for a long time. Alright guys, I think we're done for today. This is the finished look. I mean, all this glowiness, I just want to go out somewhere. I want to be like this all summer. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it a little bit helpful, entertaining. I don't know. I would love to know what are your favorite summer glow products or summer products in general, and let me know what kind of videos you want to watch next. I would be happy to do that. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for today. So like and subscribe like always, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.